And they sent orders out to these 40 people, Air Force and Navy, to go to Washington, and this was all still in a classified process. We had special orders to go to, Navy ops or something. And we then were briefed on what NASA wanted to do about putting someone in space. They talked about this Atlas booster that was being built and this capsule on top of the booster where we were going to put the person. Now, in these days, these Atlases were blowing up every other day down at Cape Canaveral, and it was sort of wild. Well, after the selection of the 110, they actually came down to 32 of us. And we went for our physicals. And out of that, there were 7 that were selected. And the names of Shepard and Grissom and Glenn and those people. That's how that happened. Things have changed now. No longer do they pick only people that fly airplanes. We have geologists, we have electrical engineers of some sort. We have people who are mission specialists who go outside the International Space Station to work outside this EVA that you see almost all the time on TV. And of course, in those days we had only men. And now, of course, there's quite a few women that are involved in that, and also women who had commanded shuttle programs.
Can I give a little of my 30 seconds of my own experience? When Alan Shepard flew, I was just a young lieutenant. The Navy came back for my second cruise aboard carrier in May of '61, and we got up early in the morning, watched Al go. And someone asked me at the time, "How would you like to do that?" "Oh man, I'm a naval aviator. You betcha." But by the time I get good enough, the time I get qualified, there won't be anything left to do. I just fast forward a few months. I walked into the ballroom of the Old Rice Hotel in Houston, Texas, in a process of this selection process. Walked into a room full of 400 of the most capable aviators and test pilots the U.S. had to offer. People like this. They were the second selection. I was in the third. 400 of them and me. And I really didn't know why I was there. I hadn't had that. At that time, it was 1,500 jet hours, and I hadn't gone to test pilot school. And I really thought maybe I'll get a chance to meet an astronaut while I'm here. And it wasn't much later. Well, let me go back. 10 years later, and Al Shepard, who I didn't know in 1961, I stood beneath his Saturn V booster on the night before he was going to go to the moon. Because I was backup pilot, I had to be his equal. And not only had to be his equal, I was standing there and I had walked in space, gone to the moon, and he still had only 16 minutes of space flight experience. Someone says how I got selected for a space program. I don't have the vaguest idea. I'll give you some advice my dad gave me when I was a young kid, and I've never forgotten. He said, whatever you do in life, in the classroom, on the field, battlefield, wherever it may be, just go out and do your best. And someday, you're not going to be better than everyone at everything, but someday you're going to surprise yourself. He surely was right.
Good question. I'd like to repeat, just in my own words, something that each of them has said. These 3 gentlemen committed themselves and their lives to their country. Each of you has committed yourselves to your countries, wherever you're from. The wonderful thing is that now a lot of our countries are actually working together to make good stuff happen around the world. And we really do bring the thoughts from more than 300 people back in the United States when we say thank you for your service to your countries and to the things you're trying to do for good here in Afghanistan. You are far more appreciated than you will ever know. And thank you for welcoming us here to your part of the deal. So thank you.
Thank you.